I probably shouldn't tell this story, but I'm going to anyway.
Welcome to finals week of the Tuck Shop podcast. Hello, David. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me back.
You were away on last week, but we had a really cool time at the Student Teacher Showcase.
Did you learn anything?
A little bit. A little bit. Had a brief period of time where I had a bunch of math teachers through, and that was kind of upsetting.
Yeah, it would have been way too much anxiety for me.
Yeah.
That's probably the reason I missed that.
But it was always good to have be over there and have a chance to catch up with Dr. Rowland and Dr. Letney and talk to all the kids. And it's always a very popular episode with them as well. So we get a lot of feedback from that. But then we move into finals week. It's actually a whole week, not just broken up like last year this time.
They should
They got the schedule right.
They should play the final countdown by Europe. Like each morning.
How? Where?
I don't know.
We don't have like a PA system. It's like a high school where you just turn on the
Like
overheads.
like Meatballs. Like they had that on the movie Meatballs.
Yeah,
They
I
had
understand
that PA
the
system.
the reference. It's just we don't have one that's
Or
universal.
like MASH had one.
Yeah.
Those you don't know what that is, look at the internet. MASH, Meatballs.
Yeah.
You know,
There's probably got a bunch of people who don't know what MASH is. That's sad.
like a morning announcement.
Yeah.
And in the announcement, just play Europe, the final countdown. Each
Well,
day.
I talked a little bit. They were doing that down at the Muslin Center. They were talking about doing that at the Muslin Center when engineering was going. my outer office just filled with people, and David
please
was
stand
kind
by.
enough
Yeah.
to slightly close the door
Got
and
away
do
on
so
it.
by just completely slamming it for some, including catching my music stand in the door.
Oh man, it got away from me. We're going
It's
downhill here.
No, we're good. Leave it open just a little bit to
Yeah,
let some
so it
air
won't
through.
completely destroy that stand.
Can you tell we've also reached finals week? It has been. I sat down, David, and I was talking to Dr. Kuchenauer next door to me the other day. The term we had, the stuff that happened, nationals for the big engineering event, nationals for soil judging,
Right.
My dissertation defense, my surgery. I
Right.
was out for a couple days. You've had events all over the place.
We did a lot.
We
Yeah.
did a lot. We had Winterfest. We had mountain cat couples. I'm looking at the
Yeah, we did it. I mean, the successful P Dog again or Pit Day of Giving.
huge
For those
Pit
who get to talk
Day
in.
Giving event across the board. We've produced. This is episode 99. Where next episode is going to be our 100th episode of this show.
Not there yet.
Not there. Hey, this may be the one that gets us off the air. But it's been a busy 15 weeks.
Yeah,
It really has been.
Yeah, I mean, it has been. I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of, you walk in or you drive in and today and you think next Monday there'll be no cars on campus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we're at that point. It's kind of weird.
It's summer's a interesting time to be on campus, and because you never know who's gonna those of us who come here every day, you do from the staff side.
Yeah.
We're still open as a campus. There's just not many classes going on. I'm here all the time because I don't have anywhere else to go.
Right.
And it's kind of fun who shows up.
Yeah,
Who you ran into some random faculty member like, hey, you're on campus today. I haven't seen you in 2 months.
Or you walk, or you run into, or you see an alum or a couple of alums or a couple of people that seem to be walking like it's something from The Walking Dead. It's post-apocalyptic. There's nobody here, and there's 3 people up by the mountain cat pointing at things, and you're like, I'm going to go out and talk to them because I'm sure they're alum, and they're, we just happen to be driving through, from here to there, or going to Pittsburgh for something and decided to stop in. And we haven't been in for, we haven't stopped here in 10 years or 15 years.
And if you do that, and you think about it, reach out.
That's what I was. That
We're
was
on
my.
campus.
Good, you caught the segue very well.
We're glad to talk to you. You know, we are usually stacked with some swag.
Yeah, we will be. We will be.
Yeah, whether it's stickers or
yeah.
T-shirts or something, that may be something that you find.
Can't always guarantee a lunch at the cafeteria because it's not always
Cafeteria and
open,
food
but,
in campus during the summer is a little sparser.
Yeah.
And there's some days that are going to be packed.
Sure.
Academic planning days are now whatever everyone remembers as orientation.
Yep.
It's a couple days a week the summer where the new students come in and stuff. And but most times it's, hey, we're here, we're around, we're glad to talk to you, to
Give a tour.
give a tour if you have something that you are excited about, like your geology, and you want to see the geology lab down in the basement. Hey, yeah, we're around. We can help you out. You've never seen some of the new buildings,
Right.
whether it's the Newsland Center or it's been longer back, and you're like, hey, you know what? I've never been through the Mirtha Center, or I've never seen the Wellness Center.
You haven't seen a log cabin in 30 years. So it's kind of that extra other side of the spectrum where we can grab keys for that.
Listen,
still here.
If you want to see the log cabin, we want you to come back and see the log cabin. That is a David thing, because I don't want to walk down the hill.
That's true.
my old knees will not take the walk up and down the hill to the log cabin anymore. But we're glad to do it. So if you're if you're coming through in summer and you're thinking about it, you hear it, and hey, make a little note. Our emails are always in the description of every single show I put out here. So you can grab any show and find an email and send it out, and we can get back to you as soon as we can, and be glad to work with you.
Absolutely.
I also wrote over the weekend, hopefully by now it might even... Oh, yeah, the room just clears out. Dave was like, the noise just completely stops. It's just, they all went to lunch or something at 11:30. It's gone.
Life has been sucked out of this outer office.
It's going to, like I said, next week, it's going to be, I won't even turn the outer lights on out there. It'll just be like me hiding in like a hermit in my little dark cave. Hopefully in the next couple days, you'll see the write-up I do for the end of the term, what we've done as the Alumni Association and stuff. And I was working on that over the weekend. And it dawned on me that when I was talking about the stuff, the short runway we have to get ready for the 100th anniversary.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be May.
It's shorter every day.
Yeah, that's true.
Not good in math, but I know that.
But the 100th anniversary is coming up in 2027. And you're like, boy, you know, this episode goes live at the end of April. By, May 2nd's graduation, and you're like, boy, but summer flies. And then it's September, and the term starts. And next thing you know, January 1st, not July 1st. I'm thinking fiscal year.
Yeah, right.
January 1st rolls around, and boom, we're in it. And we want to do a bunch of alumni events for that. We want to have reunions. We got a committee going, and a good chair lined up for a Greek event next year. We want to do some academic reunions. We want to get as many people back on campus. We're focusing on all those different things, let alone everything that the campus is going to do. And
be a lot going on.
Oakland's going to do, hopefully. I'd hope that they would recognize and do things. I'm sure they will, along with everything else. So, boy, it's going to be a cool group of things going on in 2027. But there's also stuff that we got to get done this year.
A couple things left on the calendar.
We're past the registration for your event at Rollins in Pittsburgh
tomorrow night.
Yeah. But you're going to be doing more of those.
We're going to be doing more of those. We're looking for possibly one in June. Kind of one of the spots on the map has been kind of like Altoona, Hollidaysburg, kind of up near State College. So that may materialize for June. That's what we're looking at, hopefully. So if there are people out there, and a lot of it is, I even say it, if you've got a group and you want to do something and you're in an area, reach out. I mean, it always helps to have seeds planted.
Yeah.
saying I can get 15 people or 20 people. Where we'll have about 50 people. At the Pittsburgh event, 20, 25, we're halfway there, and we'll do an event for 20, 25 people.
It's we love it, and again, if you think about it, you're like, hey, I can do it. I can host it. I got a place. I know
Sure.
a friend that has a place. I own a bar someplace.
Yeah.
Hey, or a restaurant or something. That's the kind of stuff that we'd love to be a part of.
Makes it easier, and if it's an alum, it's even better because then we're getting back to that alumni first idea.
Correct.
That we're looking to, how do we bring alum back to alum?
Geez, that was this year too, wasn't it? The Alumni First Directory.
There you go.
For starting to list alumni businesses. That's out there. I got to get you updated lists for the webpage.
I've got a couple that I'm going to send your way also that I've got to update that a little bit.
It'll be great. That's a huge benefit. I got to update the letter. To add that.
Got a lot to do.
No, it's been a really cool, really fun year. With a lot of good things. Graduations, always fun to be through and be a part of and see.
It's kind of neat. Yep.
See what's going on. And
so many people, so full of hope.
Yeah, kind of.
Ready to go.
The funniest thing is, as somebody who literally, in this point of their life, thinking it's been 20 years more, or a little bit more than 20 years since I've been off campus. When I was in the position of the students outside that sit outside my office, and how many of them this week said, "Oh, my last lecture."
Yeah.
My last test. And I'm sitting there thinking, I was you. And guess what? It's not, because I know there's so many of them that go on to another degree or a master's degree or something else. But it's just that hope of, hey, I'll never have to take a test again. It's like, no, you will. You will.
Every day is a test, man.
Especially with us.
Every morning.
Especially with us.
You're going to pass.
But it's exciting. We have a very large group out of my students graduating. It's going to be nice. It's also an interesting thing, and I haven't quite finished my speech yet for graduation, but this is the first full class that I've been with through the full time.
Oh,
I've taught for 16 years.
Yeah, right.
But this is the first time that I could set up roots in a place that wasn't just bouncing around. That when they came in, I was here, and now they're leaving. So that's kind of going to be a change for me. Not just seeing them one-off terms. And,
yeah, right. Did you see somebody from freshman all the way through too?
Yeah. Actually, I was talking. We have one of the students started. One of their very, very first classes was with me remotely when we were still doing optional remote classes for COVID.
Yeah, that would have been.
It's a little
still would have been on the edge.
Yeah,
on the edge.
Right on the edge there. Yeah,
this graduating class would have been coming right out of the edge of that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Math. Yeah.
So that's an interesting experience for me as a faculty member and as somebody who's works with them all the time to see. You've been here. You see how they're like. Yeah. They've been on the podcast. Like I grab my sit on the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting stuff. Two quick things I know. I don't know how far we are to the clocked end here, but I just want to, you keep saying there's stuff coming up. Don't forget, you got 48 hours yet to vote for your favorite, most qualified board member for the Alumni Association. That's on the webpage. That's on the LinkedIn.
It'll be in the description as well.
In the description. Still time to register for golf. Here at Wimber Country Club.
Yes, I forgot about the golf.
Yeah. That's always, it's always a neat time also because the weather's usually...
It's the
Monday,
the 29th. Friday, May 29th.
Friday, May 29th at Wimber.
Wimber Country Club again. So that is coming up as well. But then we're still gonna do stuff over the summer. Like I said, we got a 100th anniversary, our 100th episode coming up. We're gonna do something kind of cool for that, hopefully. We're pedaling hard, people. We're pedaling hard. And then I think we're gonna do the same thing. We are gonna do the same thing like we did last year. We're gonna do summer series again after a week or two of getting our feet under us. And frankly, I have some medical testing that starting to pile up on me. We're going to come back and we're going to do a summer full of episodes with that you may have missed and to keep you updated what's going on.
Might
and
want to
some
hear again.
Fun banter with David and I. And
there you go. It's all. Yeah.
It'll be it'll be really fun. It was a very, very big hit last year.
Yeah.
And we're going to kind of helps us and addresses the fact that it's a way to do it without being here is constantly in the summer.
But we'd still be open to ideas for next season.
Yes, if you have an idea for a guest or anything else, we also take this time to try to load what we call evergreen episodes that would be good for any time. We are glad to continue that as well because
we
helps us.
We still have a couple of those, right?
In the bank right now?
No. We have a couple of ideas.
Oh, yes. There's a handful of folks that I've talked to that are coming out here at different times in the summer or anything we'll sit down with. And I think there's some cool opportunities there, but that doesn't mean we have all of them.
No.
You out
I
there,
just
you
know
may
that we
think
had a few.
your story, and trust me, I do it to a pretty decent extent, but don't hold a candle to the amount of time David does it talking to alumni. And I've never had a boring alumni story.
Oh, no.
Ever.
Yeah.
It's always something different. It's unique. It's a path not taken. It's a path that you said, hey, I ended up here for some special reason, or you met your significant other here, or, it can be. I've had people explain how they've taken a class here that has solidified exactly what they didn't want to do in life. Including, I think, a good example is one of the student teachers. She was, last week, she was a nurse, and she's like, I came in as a nurse, and
Wanted to, yeah.
nope, not for me. Gonna go and teach.
I actually had a similar conversation with an alum last week, and kind of talk about that same thing. People that came in, you knew when you were 7, this is what you wanted to be. And then there were others of us that weren't sure what they would, went to college and said, I'm going to get a degree in this field, and did multiple things before they get to that golden retirement day.
Yeah.
Say, I've done this, some related to what the degree here, some related not. I mean, oftentimes I find that when I do a LinkedIn, either it be a LinkedIn profile or a business highlight on Tuesdays, that I'll look at the degree that person had, and it's nowhere near to the success of what their business is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, so at what point did you go from psychology to this? Or from what point did you go from engineering to becoming owning a bakery?
Yeah.
And there's that interesting question or an interesting answer, I should say. So it's always interesting. You're right. That the paths taken vary.
Yeah. And we love those stories. Part of this is they're fun stories. We like talking to you all. Part of it is what I wanted to do when we set out a couple of years ago now when we started this 98 episodes ago was providing a oral history as much as we can of things and stories of this campus. UPJ is so special. It's unlike any other campus anywhere as far as the people, the programs, and that's not just anywhere. That's in the pit system. That's outside the pits. We are us. And Dr. Hunter wrote the history book,
right.
But that stops at a certain point
because
a lot of history has occurred since that book was published.
Yeah.
This is that same sort of thing that you can sit down and hear. The fact that, and it's one of my, I wish I'd come up with this idea a year earlier, because it's so cool that we can sit and listen to an episode and actually hear from Pat Pecora.
Right.
And I don't have that with Bill Corey.
Right.
We don't have that with Lowell Schaefer.
Right.
That I wish we had,
or even alum that have passed.
I'm just people. I'm right off the top of my head, just in the community,
right,
that were here day in and day out. But alum too, that you don't have that those stories are gone.
I had an alum, on a somber note, but I had an alum approach me at the Hall of Fame banquet that we did last Saturday. And, he said he came to an event here in the summer and blah, blah, blah. I said, what a great event. And he said to me, I did not know that'd be the last time I'd speak with another alum that passed away shortly after that. And I thought that's a horrible selling point to come back, but nothing's guaranteed, whether it's that administrator and or an alum that you spent time with. That's something, it may not be in a podcast, but it's something you always have.
Yeah.
But when he said that, it kind of was just that, when in your mind kind of time stops and starts to go slow motion.
Yeah.
That it was replaying in my head since Saturday night.
It's a yeah, and that's and the nice thing is that we can do this, and I have them. Anyone can listen to them, and they hear their stories, and I'm excited that I'm hopeful that in 20 years, 20, 25 years out, where I'm at today, the episode where a year ago when I turned it over to the students out here,
right.
and they were on talking about their trips and stuff. What are they gonna listen to when they listen to that in 20 years or 25 years?
Yeah.
Isn't that going to be kind of,
it's like
I'm
a
not going to
yearbook,
be here to hear it, most likely, but that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Actually, the funny thing is, it just dawned on me, I had a dinner Friday night at our end of year department banquet, and I sat with Bill Bryce.
Yeah.
He'd be another one I got to reach out to now that I think about it. But anyway, boy, we're doing good. We're real excited. We had a great year, and we're going to continue on. But finals week, that's what we do.
Final countdown.
I'm excited. Do you have any horrible final story? I don't actually have any.
My
finals were pretty good. Did you ever have a horrible finals week story?
No, I mean,
missed a test or
no. I was pretty, believe it or not, I was pretty responsible when it came to finals because it was just the name of it.
Yeah.
You weren't going to get a second chance.
Yeah.
I do remember I had and it wasn't a final. It was like a midterm final. Or was it a final? But I had a jazz class.
Oh.
And I was unable to take the final. So I got to take it by myself. And I probably shouldn't tell this story, but I'm going to anyway. So the idea is that I can remember this, not to incriminate anyone, I won't say the name of the class or the professor, but in jest, part of the final was there was all these different jazz songs. And he would play, it was like, name that tune. He'd play a snippet, and you had to come up with 5 things about that song, whether it was who wrote it, why it was written, what type of jazz it was in, so on and so forth. And I can remember it was hectic. It was finals. I couldn't take the finals. I had to take it later. And here dates me. He gave me a Walkman and the cassette and, the foam headphones and said, here, listen to this and, go through it. And I was like, man, you know what? You're trusting me because I could have listened to that over and over and over and over and over. I mean, he just put me in a room. And I did it, but I thought to myself, it was jazz. It wasn't like it was brain surgery. But I remember the trustingness of a professor just saying, hey, here, just, go self-administer your final. Is pretty much what it was. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to give you
all get worn out towards the end.
But you know what I mean? It was just kind of, I found that very interesting. And again, it was, for many of us, more important than others, but just jazz. But self-administer your final, he told me. Here you go. Here's a Walkman. Go in that room.
The funny thing is, I know this class.
Do they still teach that class?
No, I didn't take it.
Oh.
But in the early 90s, so this would have been
This would have been late 80s. Yeah.
So maybe about 4 or 5 years after you had graduated.
Yeah.
My father came back, works here, graduated in the late 70s with a math degree. And he always tells the joke, he came back and got an accounting degree while I was here because there's, like, in technology, there's a lot of auditing for security and stuff. And he wanted to have some self-defense, which is his joke. I remember, I have a vague recollection of him sitting doing that.
Doing it on his
own?
Or
tape. Like listening because he was doing homework.
Yeah, It was oh my God, yeah.
I think he took this course. I have this vague recollection of listening to this stuff driving around in the van. in the caravan.
And it's yeah.
And it's weird because my brain typically doesn't remember these things.
It spawned
because I've been under so much
every
anesthesia.
type of jazz.
Yeah.
And it was the classics. I mean, you have Take Five, you have, just all the, major big songs, you know, the Miles Davis stuff. But there was always, there was half of it was stuff that was so obscure. And, he was like 5 things. He didn't care what it was. He didn't care if it was the time. He didn't care if it was the type of it. But you had to come up with 5 or 6 things. It couldn't be, this professor didn't care if that was, they wrote it on the back of an envelope. If that was a trivial question and you put it on there, it counted as a point.
There's something about, that this
I don't remember how I did in that, but I just remember in what world does a professor give you your final and say self-administer? And he wasn't being lazy. He was like, just go self-administer. I got some other stuff.
Well, this was somebody who was ahead of the game. Now it's all online.
Yeah. Well, this was on
schools and stuff.
This was on cassette.
Everything is self-administered. Here you go.
Because I graduated in December, so it was a final. I remember it was cold. It was like December.
Yeah.
And it was, here it go and have at it.
I took a lot of poli-sci. I remember those finals to some extent. I was with Ray Rabley a lot because I liked arguing. A lot of projects, though. Like, I don't remember taking a lot of finals outside of that because it was project-based stuff. Write a paper, do a presentation,
right.
But always something special going on. And we'll continue to do it. So, David, thank you for another year going on this journey with me.
Yeah, got 100.
I do appreciate, and I'm not sure if you caught it last year and the year before, and in December. I'll be curious how the introduction goes at graduation on Saturday. But in last spring and in December's graduation, my introduction by Dr. Rabley led with host of this show.
Yeah, he did.
And I don't know how that is the highlight of my UPJ career that this show is. But you know what? I'll damn well take it.
It's like whenever someone that you don't really know that well says, "You're the guy with that cat," or "You're the guy with that dog." You're like, set the definition of my entire life.
Yeah.
We're
the weird guys on campus that have a podcast. Yeah. So, all right. Next up, episode 100.
Okay.
Until then, folks, you have a great week. Check those descriptions down below and our social media for the links for upcoming events, for the golf, for election. Again, I want to stress the election's really cool. We also have a lot of people on the ballot who've been on this show. Mark Bursick most recently, Julie Wagner, Jeff Sorrell. Like these people, there's Alyssa, a lot of them that have been on the show, which is really cool.
Well, because they're alum.
Yeah.
There's the link.
And as well, if you want to stop by campus at any point over the break, David's email, my email are down there. Reach out to either one of us, and we will get you set up.
And if you find yourself here, just wander into Blackington.
What room number, by the way, in Blackington?
272.
272. Top of the steps to the left.
Top of the steps. Yeah.
Until next time, then, David, thank you. Everyone out there, thank you. And we will talk to you later. The Tuck Shop podcast is recorded live on the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown campus. Update your contact information with us by visiting johnstown.pitt.edu/alumni. Connect with us online via Facebook and LinkedIn, or consider donating to the university at that's giveto.pitt.edu/giveupj.
This has been a production of Quantum Wave Media. Views expressed do not necessarily reflect the opinion of the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown.